First one is that Movistar riders love their overpass. I think one of their overpasses in the last 3 months, the highest pick map in the pool in best of threes, they like leaning towards it. It's a map that's had changes. It's a map that you got to learn some new utility on, some new positions, especially with the way that the HE and the smoke's working down to Connector and T-Con and examples like that. So if we do get an overpass, I think that will change complexion slightly.
Well, I can confirm that actually will be the second map up in this series as picked by the Movistar riders. Anubis, however, will start things off. The Grinders picking into this one. For me, whilst I do respect the idea of CS2 being a possibility in terms of their own experience, I do see Movistar's own experience at the tier 1 level aiding them in this context. So I'm going to go 2-0 towards their favour. I think their issues are going to be more during the later portions of the bracket. We're getting this one underway very quickly as the Julies of Magella are ready and raring to receive out to the main entrance. You've got Anubis able to get a trade back on the Movistar camp as the Grinders are pressured heavily and Raphael's going down.
Yeah, while it was a good opening start of that bait and switch to get the first contact, they weren't able to adapt enough to be able to continue getting contacts. You've got your player at backplat struggling with the flash up. Even the boost towards the top of camera isn't seeing anything. And that's because Movistar riders aren't pressing on the post plant. They've got that lurk out to A main. Everybody else is stagnant.
Baggis trying to make his way around into the center of the site, and Adam's still fragging alongside just the two newer entries to this roster, able to combine and hold down the back line, make it an opening pistol for Movistar.
And we only saw Anubis being played on HLTV once for Grinders, but we actually did see it a few times when it came to the Open Qualifier run. Their game against Astralis Talent in the round of 258 featured a 13-6 result, I should say, for the Grinders side. And then against Forza, it was actually Forza's map pick in which they were mapped down in the series. They went into map 2. They got that 13-10. They had a decent first half on the CT side, but it was the T side in which they strengthened the most.
We've always talked about this map as being a T-sided one. Hasn't changed all that much since its introduction. Certainly for the riders to start off in this half is a positive sign. They've got the pistol already. Hoping that they can also focus fire here with the force bite involved of the CT forces. They're going to try and clap back as soon as possible here.
Yeah, very passive for the Movistar riders, pressuring in towards mid, having a lurk of utility from Adam S out here to A main, disallowing any aggressive approach. Movistar riders, though, shaping up for a B split, and when you look at a single D being down on B, you've got to expect a returning frag if there's any chance the CTs can win this round.
Instant counter smokes there from central site defender against the likes of Movistar, who are flashing and nailing their way in. Mopos be the forward facer, sprays through the smokes, trying to catch off the man. Just is instead going to be credited with the kill, and they are just out of there in an instant for the Grinders.
Unfortunately there for Jugs, it pretty much comes down to him being isolated on the side directly. Rotation had come through from Temple, but a little bit too late, and only 2 players on B. He has to try and make a play. He tries to advance through the smoke itself, get up close and personal, and just doesn't get rewarded. So CTs can look for a couple of exit frags here and there, but this round is finished.
Scout shots can at least hang up some players like Martinez, but nothing really will come against the likes of Movistar riders. The HP advantage is meaningless at this stage. Grinders getting away with that Kevlar, with those pistols, with that Scout especially, as the key weapons to carry forward into the next one here, which will be a much harsher eco. The 2-0 start favours the riders.
And you look at the 2 young players on this lineup, Jugs, who's only 16 years old, and Raphael, who's 17. They're going up against a team of Movistar riders that's just placed top 8 at Pro League, that's been able to take victories over Furia and Gamer Legion and even 9Z, but at the same time press themselves against teams like Vitality. And you think, well, we're just youngsters. We've only got a few games on HLTV. It's a tough draw. And I think this in itself, experience-wise, is something that Grinders lack a massive amount in this closed qual. You compare that to at least the chosen few, which is the Bulgarians of Spellin and Co. Those guys play on HLTV all the time.
And again, that's sort of the key difference, right? The experience of the CS2 officials that Grinders have versus the experience of just being a decent team that Movistar riders have. Right now, the difference showing through in the early portions of the matchup for the riders. Not much of a chance for Grinders to really get involved outside of that pistol. They are still on that force by tenure. The bonus weapons into the harsher eco round. At least a couple of Deagles and a 5-7 that can get utilized if they can place their shots correctly. And so far in this round, it has been respectable. Mopo's down to 13 HP.
And Movistar riders, I mean, you have to look at Anubis as being one of the weaker maps in the pool for them. You look at the last 3 months, only featuring 2 wins and 4 losses. It's definitely one that they don't aim to all that often in best of 3 contexts, so getting off to a good start here on T-side is going to be beneficial for them. A slightly heavier B stack, and an opening kill comes through for the Dig.
Can find that frag on Mopos, finishing off the damage that was started out earlier. Bag is down to very low HP in turn, though. Could be an easy target. McGillis, similar story as he continues to take damage, eventually burn alive with his teammate on the center of the site being taken away. And the follow-up kills continue to pour in for the MAC-10s until finally there is one clap back from Eagle. Raphael now the only player that remains. A 1-on-3 for him. 5-7 in hand, desperate to fight on. Martinez has other ideas.
And this is going to be an approach now for Movistar Riders, especially with MR12, where they've got to make a decision. Because there's less rounds on T side, do we want to keep it as a bonus? Do we want to get that AWP in from Martinez? And yeah, I was thinking there's two ways you can play. You can even keep it as a heavier bonus, try and farm a little bit more of that economy up, keep the MAC-10. But no, because of the less rounds on T side, they've gone in with the heavier investment. I think we would probably see this less in CSGO, right?
It's out in full force for CS2. AWP straight up to the entries here over at main. Martinez. I don't know if there was a gap there into that smoke. It looked like it was pretty dead on to me, but the new HE feature, of course, in terms of removing that smoke from play, allowing a quick moment for the AWP to peek up. The Grindas well aware of that, going to be smart enough and hold back away into the back lines rather than the directive confrontation.
It's a lot more difficult to sit behind utility, behind those smokes like you used to be able to.
Yeah.
And try and clear out that main position out there towards the pillar. I mean, good flash in there for that first kill. So Evo trying to see if he can get out of trouble, try and see if he can retreat to the bomb side. Didn't quite manage to make it happen, and because they didn't have teammate support to peek in from heaven, it's a returning frag to go the way of Movistar.
And a follow-up as well, maybe even a triple for Vaggis. And Movistar are reduced to one of Adam S. A 1-on-4, in fact, for the man. 48 seconds, has at least got the bomb on his back, but such little map control. He's unawares of how open the A bomb site is, so his rotations will continue. Either way, there's very little opportunities for the man here.
It just showed that while there was a pincer out there towards A main, it was the space being taken from Electric. Wait for the smoke to clear itself, allow the triple kill to come through from the rifler. That's a very important round to come through from Baggis. And now for Adam S, I mean, you can't really do much. You just have to hold on to the save. I'd be surprised if there's any more that's going to be leaned into this round.
He's going to try to peek into B main, though. C1, engagement, damage done to 9 HP. Should burn that man alive while taking some damage back on the second player. And the swing from Raphael is there to ensure that all players that remain stay in play for the Grinders.
So that might have to be an area of the map that we look at as a bit of a danger zone for the likes of Grinders, and how Movistar Riders are going to be able to adapt off of the back of it, whether they leave the AWP a little bit more posted out there to canals, or whether they try and take Electric earlier into the round rather than allowing the CTs to maintain that area. A very nice triple kill. Hope we see more from that from Grinders.
Found their start. Can they follow it up? Orb straight in from McGillis, smoked off against that Molotov. Quick face in from Mopos. Are they ready for it? Absolutely not. First kill found, second spray supported by Alex will take down another. It's a 5-on-3. Movistar Riders taking no damage in that exchange.
They're just beaten by pace in that round. Try and transition the AWP into an aggressive duel. Even the spam out there from the M4's not finding anything. Raphael needs help and he needs it now.
Well, that nade reveals Mopos, so there is a trade back here for the Grinders. 4-on-2 situation still favors Movistar. Kit is in play for a retake, but the concern is less about the time and more to do with the man advantage. Further smokes come in, so they haven't really got anything to play with. They're going to back up towards mid.
I mean, straight away, you look at that 4v2, you've been able to keep pummeling Util out there to camera. He's already thinking about that approach. Get in there from tunnel, look out to that cave position, try and get deep from beach and out to the CT, because he knows one more pick can actually destroy the economy even further.
He might just get it as well. Yes, does manage to stay alive. An awkward spray there from the T-side AK. One of the CT side can stay in. The AWP's already escaped. And Grinders will have to concede a fourth back to Movistar. At least they get away with these guns. So that'll knock them back a peg here.
And this is already starting to become quite uncomfortable for Grinders. You win yourself a first round, and it comes off the back of a very tidy triple, a highlight moment for an individual, and you think, okay, now let's try and get a few in a row. Let's try and see if we can force a reset to our opposition, and you get beaten by pace. Movistar Riders change up the aggressive nature into mid, crack a double entry, and that just siphons off the round immediately. And now for Grinders in the back of their mind, they've got to be thinking, are we expecting pace? Are we expecting passiveness? Movistar Riders are a very experienced team of changing the pace, changing the ability on how they want to approach on the T side.
Hunting for a much more earlier advantage. You can see there at Electric, they were spraying through that smoke, trying to get an angle of attack or information of some kind. Magilla just taking nades back in responsive out on the A main entrance. Adam S right around that corner that will just sit pretty and wait. Back up right around the corner into the other side of the entrance. A second player is going to go ahead and join him. And two other CTs to meet them. This could be a very awkward fight, but for whose favor?
Well, an aggressive approach to come through from the rifle. Bake on the contact. Adam S gets that first kill. AWP should get traded quickly.
Just about misses that second shot. Adam S can respond. And now burst into the bomb site. Back lines are cleared up. Alex will grab the bomb. Or rather, just will grab the bomb, committed to the bomb site. Into the back corner eventually. It's a 4-on-3 for the Riders.
And I'm looking at the play style here from the CT side of Grinders, and I'm thinking it's very gambling. You look at that round, there's no one mid. The 3B players didn't quite make an info play. They didn't pounce on the other side of main. They didn't get themselves into Electric or to Canals. So they're actually not working with much there at all. You've got your 3 on B. You've got your 2A players. They've left mid completely open. Yes, okay, you do try an aggressive maneuver. There's no flash around the corner. The M4 does not win out that opening duel. And for Magilla, I mean, he has to keep fighting there because he knows if I just tuck, I'm going to get mollied. I'm going to get HE'd. I am just a sit and duck. I have to keep fighting, have to try and get that refrag, and because he doesn't get that second kill, the round's just finished. And for Movistar Riders, they haven't really been challenged at all.
Round after round as well, they're getting these exits, so Grinders' economy can't really build up, even though they had saved weapons in the previous. We'll see the M4s return for them here in round number 7. We'll be seeing the lack of that AWP that Magilla was able to get the trade frag on over on that A site. Not so much of an opportunity this time. An SMG to limit. And the Riders up by 4 here.
Grinders, this is where, especially with a kind of buy that's a little bit more limiting, you don't have as many incendiaries, you're down to the MP9, getting on the front foot and trying to squeeze an opening man advantage is going to be pivotal. Martinez gets very close to that spam, just behind the smoke towards Temple side.
Damage being done by the utility here is quite significant to Movistar Grinders. Going to put one player aggressive and fine Martinez. Baggy is able to secure that first, but Just is so fast and responsive. Get that AWP right back out of CT hands.
And that's really unfortunate. That was a good info play. And you could see that Bagus wasn't even trying to fight for a second. He was just trying to escape, to go back in from main. And while he retreats, he falls. There is another info play, though. And Magilla's going to try and not only continue the press out here at B, but continue that wrap. Try and see if he can get up to top mid.
Movistar don't have an inkling of this either. They will have Just keeping his head on a swivel just in case. But in terms of watching this player in his creep up, Magilla could find himself in a very powerful position. He's got whacked a little bit quicker, though, because Movistar looking for the A hit rather quickly here.
Well, he doesn't really need to act, because they can just stack up A. They've got 2 players and a third one that can rotate in from mid quickly.
Adam S charging straight in with flash support. Smokes are in as well. Adjustment is there to the man of the backside. Player at Heaven and one more rotating into. In fact, coming in from the mid control. Magilla good for the one, but Moppo's there to cover him and his backup. And now Raphael is all that remains. A 1-on-3 situation. Not sure who to shoot, not sure where to look. And Moppos could capitalize upon the confusion. A 6-1 now for Movistar Riders.
And you look at that round from Grinders, and I actually probably want to say that was the best round that they've played so far. Yes, it wasn't a round victory, but it's a 4v4. It's an info play. They're starting to recognize, okay, well, there's nothing outside of B. Could be an A split. They could come through from camera, so we'll leave one Temple. And if they do come main, we've got 2 on A directly. The unfortunate nature is that the crossfire can't establish impact. So the player down there at default gets overwhelmed quickly. Heaven gets smoked, and Movistar Riders find yet another easy round.
Looking comfortable in the overall situation here. Plays getting forced out by the CT forces because they need to find some sort of advantage and they're just getting nothing for it. Deagle's down, Raphael down as well. Got a scout and a deagle left in play for the Grinders side, and at least Sadivo is good for that one deagle shot. Martinez to drop. A very fast response from just all the same. Nothing much left in it for the scouts.
Now Baggis just trying to see if he could work out here towards Electric, get a pick or two, but being overwhelmed out here towards the canals. Keep fighting, keep getting damaged up. 7-1, a very good start here for the Riders.
Yeah, very effective, good stuff. Easy pickings, it feels like, overall here for the Riders camp. And again, it was that whole sort of circumstance of, yes, they might have the CS2 practice over there on the Grinders camp, but just, again, all that experience of playing time, playing at the highest level, seems like it's come up much better for the Movistar Riders side, in my opinion. And certainly from the scoreline, it looks like it's just been mostly just all them all day.
Yeah, and for Grinders, again, they've proved a lot in the open qual, but right here on their map pick in the best of three, it's not showing that resilience. It's not showing that empowerment that we've seen previously, and it's unfortunate because this is a game in a rough draw where you want to at least keep it competitive. You want to at least give the fight to your opposition.
Very little fight being capitalized upon here. Magilla has already fallen, sprays back onto Mopos. Can at least get a trade here on the Grinders side, so maintain that 4v4 situation. What more taps and bursts? Martinez tagged up a little bit. Adam S can get a follow-up as well for the Movistar camp. Maintaining the man advantage as best they can.
Now here for Grinders, another info play could be pivotal. You're down by one. You might be thinking about a gamble stack. And Movistar Riders seem to be going back in towards the B lane. And how frequent are we seeing these site executions come through from them already with the man advantage?
Those Molotovs are standard. Alex facing in Sadivo. Spray through, catches one. A second headshot as well, drops the bomb. That might be all important right here for the CT Forces. Good backup is all around him. And Nayas are going to continue tagging up Martinez, but Adam S sneaking in from the back lines, and no one has a clue about this. Sadivo goes down, engagement burst up. Martinez now, of course, the information taps through on the next man, but now a 1 versus 1. A Molotov set, the AWP burns to his death, and a 3K can go the way of Jugis, and it will be a second round for the Grinders. Well held there as Movistar Riders actually did fall apart this time.
I think it just shows in that site execution. Obviously, they're trying to get the util in. They're trying to open up the bomb site and wait for that late wraparound to come through from Temple. What they end up finding is that backside player out there at triple and to the pillar angle is actually putting up a very good defensive. Getting that info in with a couple of picks. Martinez struggles with the AWP to try and recover the situation. And this is 2 rounds that have been won on the CT side that have come down to individual prowess.
The start again favours Movistar Riders here. Mopos has seen one player behind the flames. And Molotov tagging Sadivo down to less than half HP, and they're going to be allowed all sorts of mid-control. Magilla can strike back on Adam S, return with the AWP and start things off in this round.
And Mopos is hoping for that rotation to come through from Temple, being stuck in around a couple of smokes. Now, Movistar Riders have been able to open up mid. There's no denying that whatsoever. The issue is, what can they do with it? They need to try and force a pick out here from Temple or towards the camera side. And because they've maintained mid, they're actually going to fall off of the back of it. Grinders have not aggressed forward. And because of that, they need to try and create space elsewhere. They need to try and pressure onto B.
Slow rotations into the B commit on Movistar's part. Mopos as well, ready to split in the AWP, and Martinez. Bombs on his back, he's got to be wary about losing that, but utility is brought in. Baggis spray through alongside his teammate behind him, able to catch off, just take that frag down. 5 on 3 for the Grinders here. Mopos needs to find a trade or two, and he can't get any of them. Magilla's AWP can strike the bomb. To go down. Very few opportunities, it seems like, for Movistar Riders in this round. They will secure that plant at least, but Alex down and out to the AWP. Martinez needs to go absolutely massive here, and I don't think it's going to happen.
Yeah, Grindas putting up yet another good defense out there to the B side. Nice round from Magilla that ends up with 4. And think about his impact. He gets the opening kill from A main, transitions that rotation back into the B side. The M4 stay alive, not over-facing, and Magilla comes through with 4.
Very nicely done. And you're seeing some individual moments right here from the Grindas side who are starting to grind their way back into this matchup. It was looking like it was all the way for the Movistar Riders side, and we thought it might end up having a bit of a one-sided Anubis with the way things were playing out, but things have started to get a bit more competitive. There is still a 4-round gap here. And the Grindas only do so well as 5 in this half. Movistar should be well aware of that.
And from Movistar's point of view, the first time that they get an eco, the first time that they can really try and work with some pace, they can actually flash themselves through the electric smoke.
Adam's got a Tech 9. Utility send nades again against these pistol players. Trying to find some sort of gap against these guns, and Magilla and Kara having absolutely none of it. 3 kills down, bomb plant. Going to be denied by the USP, in fact, of the CT side. I'm aware of how far in the backlands Martinez was able to get, but that one frag is all he's good for. 7 of 4. Another one back on the favor of the Grindas as we go to the last round of the first half here. And the guns can return in full.
Yeah, 3-game losing streak as of right now for Movistar Riders, losing out to Ents, Cloud9 and Betra in CS2 most recently. All 3 of those games being 0-2 losses, so 6-map losing streak. This is an opportunity for them to try and get a steal of their oppositions. Up by 3 and looking to continue press on the T side. Grindas, for the first time in a while, it feels like there's at least some security of the rounds that they've put up in this first half.
Set shot on. Mokos falling to Magilla again, alongside another follow-up there from the CT side. Bag is a follow-up kill, nice and effective. The 5-on-3 established for the Grindas Movistar Riders. Not getting away scot-free at the turn of the half.
Just looking a bit more comfortable as well there for Grindas, playing with a slight higher amount of confidence to peek on the other side of that utility there to Canals, and to not only play them out of advantage and play deep in the bomb sites, but to keep pressing the issue, to get that M4 up there. I mean, for Movistar Riders, it is a little bit of a miracle to try and bring back a 3v5. There's a lack of map control right now. There's a lack of utility. So even getting in towards a bomb site and getting a bomb plant, it's going to be difficult in the scenario.
And they'll try their hand at it because they don't have much of a choice. Anubis backed up by Just and Alex. And we've got to deal with Raphael and Magilla on the back of, and center, in fact, of the A side. AWP sees one, Adam down, reface, second shot. Alex is a goner and just can't do anything. 7-5 at the advantage for Movistar Riders, but what a hell of a comeback from the Grindas. Let's see whether they can continue in the second half.
Can't go if it ain't above my door. Don't go, my phone got my shit on airplane mode. Don't talk no more. Yeah, I heard it over before. So cold, I'm froze. Only thing on me is gold.
Two rounds to separate it. Movistar Riders are in the lead, but by how much could it really have been? Grindas bringing back to 5 before the end of the CT side, and now the T half can kick off. Let's see if it kicks off with a bang.
A very respectable late resurgence there from the Lithuanian squad, and now a chance to not only take a pistol round victory, but to press themselves in the lead if they can follow up. Out here with the pistol, there's a slight walk forward on a contact towards A, just with the dual leases up close and personal.
Betting flashbangs, Molotovs and smokes come back instead of the T-side line, spamming away to find Magilla, but not get Raphael, who gets that trade back. USP of Anubis struggling to get his own headshot, so it's a double up for the T-side entry. The bomb should go down from here. Advantage stays with the Grindas side, but Mopos is going to peek on forward, lose Martinez in the exchange. Backlines, player seen, central site, player has also been seen. The third man, an unknown entity to Movistar Riders, is coming in for that backstab. They've got to act quick here. Damage has been done. Alex is taken down. And Baggers is there for the closer. Nice sixth pistol game by the Grindas.
You could just feel as if that flash was just a little bit too late, wasn't it? You have Just with the Julies close towards A main. If that flash comes through and he can peek around with it, he's probably getting 2, maybe even 3 kills there. He has to exchange. The flash isn't at the ready. And then even the backstab timing to come through from Jugs, I mean, timed really well and put themselves in a position where they could focus all of that tunnel vision down on the side directly. And now, Movistar Riders not even deciding to go with the force buy. It's a full eco.
Harsher USPs will make the 5-man stack in towards the main control. Tries if they can get one of these guns out of the hands of the T-side line. It's so far so unsuccessful as all 5 fall and all 5 remain alive for the Grindas instead. And they are going to even up the scoreboard here, Dweg.
And this is where it starts becoming a little bit touch and go. 7-7, opening rifle round in the second half. For Movistar Riders, it felt very comfortable early on. Didn't feel like there was many testing moments. There were a few highlight individual moments from Grindas, which allowed them to get to 2 CT rounds. But now pressure's on, because you don't exactly want to be losing a map to a team like the Grindas if you want to prove that you are one of the strongest teams in this entire closed qualifier, if you have what it takes to make the qual happen.
We've got a little bit of nade damage done right here at the start of round 15. Need to find a little bit more tangibility here in the Movistar Riders camp. Standard 2-1-2 split on the defensive line. Anubis has the honours of mid. That's backup there for him as well, and Martinez has just rotated off of that A-bomb site to flash his teammate in and get the opening kill.
Now, that's just the sitter, isn't it? You already know that the T's are regaining mid. There's been a couple of spams through that house smoke. And time it in with a flash, but not retreat all the way. Martinez wants to go for a little bit more. And that Galil not only gets the trade, but opens up mid completely.
Sadivo with a double. Once again, individual moments from the Grindas are able to find these rounds, it feels like. I mean, Just has got no chance of surviving. He's surrounded by the T-side forces, ostensibly in a 1-on-4, and he's not even going to get past the first. Sadivo finally put in his place, but a 3K has basically won the round there for the Grindas. And therefore, they should get the lean over Movistar.
And that's just got to be frustration right there from the Spanish squad. You have a look at the idea that you win that first fight in mid, you try and go in for a little bit more. You try and get in with that second timing. Maybe Grindas aren't expecting that you're going to have a second press. And then what ends up happening is you lose to the 4v4, you lose a further kill to that Galil, and then Just is caught between a rock and a hard place. He can't focus on camera anymore because he's got to focus both A main and from the mid split. You're just caught. You're caught in on the stairs. You can't find anything at all. You have a look at Sadivo. I mean, he's one of the most experienced players on this Grinders side. Played on Time Chasers, played on SD and Victor. He's got almost 30 maps on HLTV, the most out of any player on the team. And right there, that is a huge round to take the lead.
Advantage Grinders. 5 more to go to the W. Movistar Riders. How far will they go in around these saved M4s? Doesn't seem like too far. Just the D with the 5-7, a little bit of Kevlar on a couple of individuals. Going up to the max loss bonus in the next round and get the full guns out for there. For now, let's see whether or not Alex and Mopos can find a counter steal and try and get a bit more of an earlier start in the CT half than what Movistar Riders are anticipating. Alex giving the red flag by Baggies. Kill found the AK, double up on Martinez as well. Swing out towards the main player. He's well aware that they pushed it. And this should be a bit of a sitter. Frag doesn't quite happen against Mopos. The last of the M4s. Not able to strike for the double though. It's a 4-on-2 for Grinders.
Yeah, just even that first contact out there to Electric, it was a slight bait, accidentally of course, that because there was a second player coming in from behind, that's going to focus the attention rather than Baggies has already pressed in from the stairway itself. Adam S looking to try and make some damage happen, but when you consider a couple of saved-in rifles and some upgrades around it with armor, you're probably expecting a little bit more than just one kill there. Movistar Riders being tested in the early stages of this second half with the late stage of the first, and now a 2-round difference, it's going to force a tactical.
Their first one. They're only allowed 3 tacticals here on the Movistar Riders camp. Got the AWP, got the M4, so they're not going to be limited in terms of weapon advantage here. All be down to the state of their defensive, whether or not they can counteract Grinders' own execution. And even though we have talked about Movistar Riders' concerns of online and their online results, what kind of a statement would that be for Grinders to get this map? It is their own pick over Movistar, but even just one in this series from being the lowest seed against the highest seed in this opener.
I actually don't think a massive amount, to be frank. I mean, again, look at their track record online. 7 out of 27 best 3 victories being won from Movistar Riders online. Like, you have a look at some of their losses. Copenhagen Flames, Aurora, LDLC, Gamer Legion, Eyeballers, For the Win, Bait, Ecstatic, Big, Ecstatic, Saw, Forza, B&E, Havu, ex-Copenhagen Flames, and then the most recent one, the CS2 one, was Betra. And that was a 2-0 against a team that's not even at the higher end of Tier 2. So I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that a map victory can come through from Grinders. I think for Movistar Riders, they just need to show that they can close this series out, even if it is a bit of a scare in map 1.
We're running out of time to try and do it here. Grinders have their advantage by 2 rounds. Winning this one to put them up to 11, and then from there another good gun round, and from there it's good night on Anubis. Movistar catching off Sadivo to start things off. Adam with the spray ahead of the smoke, but the follow-ups from Magilla and Baggies. They combine the HE and the spray to get it back to an even 4-on-4.
Yeah, Grinders have most certainly been successful out here to the mid-control. Another info play, this time around outside of B. It's being watched on a timing, though. Baggies is holding for this backstab.
Swing from Mopos, sees his man. Baggies is unable to do much in terms of the damage. So Mopos allowed to escape back to the B bomb site. Not so much of a scratch. He's the solo defender for the time being. The rotations can get called by Alex, but he's going to take a bit of time if they go for the XE now.
And this is very good from Movistar Riders. You smoke off out here towards Electric and slow down the B split, and then make a further info play towards A. They've already got a rotation of Alex in from Temple.
Flash is sent. Smokes out towards the left-hand cross. The HEs might reveal information for a second. Towards both sides. Alex had utility set up, though. His HE comes to try and counteract it. Allow a peek from both him and his teammates. Sprays through against Baggies. Damage being done. His pistol's going to get pulled out as Magilla is the man to fall with half HP's worth of damage. A resmoke can come in from the T sideline. There's smokes and mollies all over the place. Meanwhile, just close into the back lines. Coming in from Electric. Raphael drops, and Mopos and Martinez can mop up the last and bring home the first of the CT side for Movistar Riders.
And I think right there, that just shows the inexperience of the Grinders. There's a lot of dilly-dallying around going on this bomb site. And that more so comes off the back of the counter utility from Movistar Riders. But they are literally in B, but they can't get the bomb down. They're still focusing on fighting out there from Temple or Cave. And then what that means, look at those A players. We already saw it earlier in the round. They'd already made the info play towards A main. They're on that fast flank. They're coming through from Electric so damn quickly. And for Grinders, they get halted in the bomb site and it costs them.
Magilla quick up at the AWP, trying to start things off on the right foot. Try and get right back on track for the Grinders. Disallow Movistar Riders any chance to recover this Anubis. Smokes. Counter flashes will be there for the CT forces. The blind sprays will continue as Baggis receives another incendiary. Lands in the midst of the smoke, in fact. Alex has gone down to Magilla meanwhile, so that's an advantage out from, I believe, the Electric Challenge, if I'm right in reading that. There's your advantage for Grinders. Can Baggers make it another?
I can't believe Baggis is actually not sitting in the flames right there. He's been given a lifeline and out towards Pillar. He's not shown the gun barrel.
Justus has no idea. He doesn't know about this man. He'll start peeking in for it. Engagement, misses the taps and misses the spray. Martinez can land on Magilla and bring it back to a 4-on-4, and now this man is in a corner, isolated. Adam's got Sadivo, Raphael's got a trade back in the back line, so Mopos now might be the victim of a, well, it was going to be the victim of a counter-rotation, but I think a smoke just got up there in time. Baggis is continuing to fight, though. Just has gone down. A-site may still be the target. Rotations are coming in, and now the man is surrounded. Martinez with his AWP pick, unable to get more than the one, so it's all on Mopos in the 1v2 retake.
He's been smoked off towards camera. This just slows it down entirely. He could try and walk through, but he's got to hope he's not being watched.
Oh, and Raphael just turns back with 1 point of HP to spare. 10 on the board of the Grinders Movistar Riders. Just one position going unchecked may have cost them everything in that round.
Well, I mean, they're never going to check it, right, because they put that molly down. I think what it shows in that round was the swing of maybe winnable success is a way to kind of post it, because I think you look at that one and think, okay, Baggis has got the play. But then he whiffs that first shot, and you think, okay, it goes back in favor of Movistar Riders, because not only do they know where he is, they've also been able to put a lot of counter utility out towards Electric, so they can kind of siphon off any sort of B hit. But then in the end, I mean, Baggis comes through with a really important kill. He deals with Just, who's playing slightly further on the stairs to that left-hand side. And then when you look at that from the AWP perspective, you've lost your teammate. You're by yourself. You have to focus A main and from camera. And for Grinders, that A split was just a massive amount of pressure for the AWPer.
And pressure he could not handle, as evidenced by his demise and of the lost round there by Movistar Riders. Economy is not in a position to go for a full investment. They're going to prosy their way through this one. Scout and FAMAS, backed up by Deagles, have got max loss bonus, so they can afford the guns in round 20 if they keep a little bit of cash over. And that's what the aim will be here for the CT forces. It will allow Grinders to get to 11. Just with the nature of MR12, you start to feel like they're getting very, very dangerously close towards the end of this one.
Indeed they are. This feels that there is huge amounts of success going the way of Grinders. Even the opening kill coming down towards Alex, it hasn't shown the B-split just yet. It's only shown the Electric players for now.
I think only Raphael for that. I'm not even sure if they got the information of the second man. Mopos at least lands a Deagle back on to Drugis. What else can you find from here? Bomb has gone down, 4-on-4. Movistar Rider setting in to the bat lines as well. 2 players on the wraparound. I think Sadivo's been hurt, and either way, he's going to get a pick back. Adam gets him and Raphael. 3-on-2 situation. Is this going to spur Movistar Riders into life, into action? Certainly not against Just. Adam and Mopos, though, get those picks, and they have cleaned up the bomb site with, I think, enough time to go for the defuse as well. It's a steal and a half for the Spanish core.
And that has just got to be a tilting kind of round there from Grinders. You got your opening pick. You got your util down on the bomb site. You've got yourself a 5v4 in the post plant. Close the round down. And instead, it gets quite uncomfortable. There's the double backstab coming in from B main. The FAMAS does really well. The player out towards back plat on the pillar's been seen. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Movistar Riders come through with a steal victory. We might have to look back, Jay, at that round and say that was a pivotal one. That could be the one that catapults Movistar Riders into the 2-0 if they can close Anubis. And
certainly, Adam S can take a bow if they do close Anubis. for Mars to make a mass amount of difference and ultimately set Movistar Riders up on this path. Can they usurp Grinders? The economy being where it is, the loss bonus being where it is right now for Grinders, it may end up being Movistar Riders that can take at maybe like at map point first, maybe more serious possibilities for them at this stage. Only one round in it. But just as much as a swing for the Movistar Riders, it could be the exact same for the Grinders on the other end.
Yeah, the reset potential is going to be harsher towards the T side, though. Just look at the money being farmed up from Martinez, Adam S, and Mopos. 3 players with a lot of cash. Flash does not affect Alex. He sees a lot, and he's done some damage.
Meanwhile, they are going to catch off Mopos on the T side. Line like Galil doing well. Molotov's landing a little bit shallow. Alex turning away from the smoke. Sadivo's got another good kill. The M4 struggling to find its targets, and they have overwhelmed on the Grinder side. Martinez and Just know that they cannot win this 2v5 retake. They're just going to save their guns.
That's a perfect response. That's exactly what Grinders needed. They know that they should have closed that last round down. It didn't happen. Okay, swing round potential. This is where Movistar Riders can come back in. Make sure they stay quiet. Make sure that there is no room for that comeback at all. Even the M4 watching A main might be able to get another kill. Might be able to drop another rifle.
Oh, Sadivo lands it. Perfect double. And there is no gun saved by Movistar Riders. You mentioned the reset not being as harsh against them, but it is still a reset. Look at the money on Alex and Just.
It would have really helped with 2 alive, right?
Yeah.
That AWP and that M4 would have made a huge difference to what gets bought here into round 21.
They are going to invest into it here. But you can see those limitations just on an SMG, as is Alex. So it's do or die for round 21. Grinders take control right here, and now Movistar Riders are going to have to work a lot harder than just that. They'll press the issue, push one of those SMGs aggressive with the AWP to back it up and try and take some main control and establish dominance over the A site.
Try and see if they can force an opening man advantage. Raphael was watching, though. And this AK up against an MP9 should be a freebie, and it is for the first. Martinez desperate for the trade, and he gets it out there to the stairs. So at least they know that there's further presence outside of A.
Knowing that AK's there, though, he won't stick around for any more. Get back onto the center of the bomb site as Grinders start to commit into the A play. They've got canals and water control. They've got a couple of players coming in from corridor. Adam S is the A site defender. The AWP's now pushed back into mid to keep an eye on the split potential. Under a minute to go.
And not much of an info play as of right now for Movistar Riders. They are hearing at least some of the footsteps outside of A main. It's not drawing much, though. This AWP is still watching mid from camera.
Nades on, damage done to Adam. AK is leaning forward. The spray is good for the 1 frag, but only the 1 frag. Sadivo responds. AWP. Martinez desperate as Mopos' M4 can strike back. The flicks are good, and Sadivo is the only man remaining. A 1-on-2 clutch for him. Movistar Riders have to win this retake.
Now, he's been the impact player here for his squad. This is a chance to deliver even further.
Nice like each of the individual fights, and he gets that first. Alex down. AWP versus M4. One missed shot might make all the difference, and Martinez is making no qualms about his position. Footsteps being heard by Sadivo. The nade, keeps himself alive from it. Does Martinez think he's back further? Sadivo's making some noise. Martinez just continues facing. It's all-time stalling. He's got no kit. The M4's done enough from here. This round is going the way of the Grinders, and Martinez know it. Movistar know it. The AWP can get saved. And it will be map point for the T side.
A fantastic round there for Sadivo, and he's had a game. He had some very impactful rounds in that first half. He's shown it up here in the second, and you just look at the entire consequences here of Movistar Riders being up at what was a healthy 7-2. What looked to be a healthy scoreline differential.
That's the thing that makes it all the more tragic, right? Because we were sat there saying, well, it's all about the experience difference and who's been the team playing on the Tier 1 environment. Movistar Riders, and when that scoreline came in, it felt like it was going to be such an easy affair for them in this series. But that feels like such a long time ago now. The Grinders have grinded their way back into this matchup from the tail end of the first half, now well into the second. Movistar only scores 2 on CT. Adam, first of all, Mopos can at least get that trade back. The mid control established, not quite taken away, just standing to deliver, but Magilla delivers back to a 3-on-3.
And the A side's completely opened up, but it could still be a lack of information of just how heavy that B stack was. Magilla is waiting for the over-aggression outside of B to wrap around into mid. What he doesn't realize is they're doing it into canals instead.
Raphael didn't quite see his man. Martinez, this is all down to timing. When does he look towards this player? Does he even look there in time? Does he even consider the idea of this AK backs a turn towards both individuals? Oh my goodness.
No way. That's unreal.
This throws everything completely off.
Oh, I can't believe they've gone back with the bomb, and that didn't even get seen from that window position. They're not making any noise. Martinez might not even spot the third player in mid. That is unreal. That he's seen nothing there whatsoever.
Call a watchmaker, because that was timing beyond belief. 30 seconds. And they have no idea if this is a mid play, an A play, a B play, or whatever play. The utility coming in towards B will now indicate what's going on. Mopos has got to get at least one frag. He can line up two, gets damage on the second with the kill on the first. And the AWP in the midst of the smoke will put the bomb plant in. And 4, he seems like he's right on it, but no. Raphael takes it back. The AWP on AWP action goes the way of Martinez for both the frags. And Movistar Riders stay alive.
Oh, they keep themselves in it right at the end there. Grinders had to deal with Mopos straight away on that sight hit, and you could just feel that because Martinez is already out there towards canals, in there from the stairs, it gives himself a quick rotation. It allows him to come into electric extremely quickly. The trade's not quite there to deal with that AWP, and Movistar Riders will keep fighting.
12-10.
And this is a good decision as well from the Grinders to not buy here, just to half it down, because they've still got another round to play with. I think if you go for the full investment, if you buy it down, there are limitations. You're going to be down to Galil's.
Especially if you get another bomb plant right here and now. You'll have money for days. Nades for days out towards mid, and well, that's not looking too great on the HP bars there for the Grinders. Particularly on Baggers, who's having a not-so-great day. Face forward against Adam S, who's going to spray through against those Tech 9s and try to dish out the damage alongside Martinez and the AWP. One man down. Jugis burst of 4. Magilla close towards it. Baggers will eventually also drop in the end. One trades back at the Deagles will be only good to allow a bit of breathing room, but nothing to enter in towards the A site with. AWP a little bit concerned for Martinez, but the USP is good enough to get the job done. Magilla in a 1-on-4.
And Magilla might be able to get away with one more out here towards the rotation of Beach, but not to be. 11 on the board now, and the final round of regulation's going to kick in. And this is where we've got two options. Either a 13-11 victory to come through from the Grinders, or an overtime comeback for Movistar Riders on map 1.
Tactical taking by the Grinders here. Appropriate to do so. 1 to the victory for them, 1 to the overtime, as you mentioned there for Movistar Riders. How appropriate is it that our first map of CS2, Dwayne, is going to be down to the 24th, the full-on regulation matchup. Will it go any further? That is the question on the tip of everybody's tongues, especially on the Grinders side, who are taking their third and final tactical in succession. What's the plan? What's the call?
Well, I think right here for the Grinders, it's got to be working mid. I mean, mid has definitely been the most successful for them. They've got to try and incorporate the right idea of how they can work an opening man advantage and how they can deal with the info plays that are coming down towards B and Electric, most certainly. I mean, you look at this entire, I suppose, open qualifier run for the Grinders, they're no slouches to overtime. They had an overtime game in the round of 32. They had an overtime game in the round of 16. So they know what it's like to be pressed all the way. This time around, though, they're in a closing position.
We just need one. The same applies to the opposing force. AK swinging forward for Baggers first and foremost. In the corner, working canals, backed up by Galil. It's slow and careful for the Grinders, but this could be a very fast execution if they get into towards Electric completely uncontested.
And no one out towards Temple side. Both of the CTs that are on here at B are towards Cave.
Very fast, Mopos down, Baggis opening up the frag counts. Flashes and rather e-smokes has sent the incendiary, only good enough for forcing out the back line. So Evo's going to get the bomb down, mostly uncontested there. It's a 5-on-4 for the retake.
And Martinez's backstab out towards B main's coming in super late as well.
Alex with a kill onto Magilla, spraying through the smokes, desperate to catch players. Adam S finally closes in the pinches, but is unsuccessful with a pick this time. Just Molotov to a 3-on-3. They're trying to get into that bomb site, but they're just holding outside the entryways. At Electric and at main. To Devo with a kill on Alex. A follow-up with a kill straight through the smoke on the headshot. It's a 13-11 map 1 as the Grinders will grind back into the opening of this best of 3.
And it shows us that their run is still here. They put on a very good showing in the open qualifier, and now in one of the weaker maps of the map pool for Movistar Riders.